Hey guys, welcome back. You guys must be wondering where is that messaging feature which I had been talking about all this while. Well, that's happening today, and I'm gonna bring all those episodes today itself. So here is a list of things that we are gonna target in this series of episodes. So first, we are going to implement the route to the chat room feature from the list of chat rooms. Second, we are going to create a custom title view where we are going to show the chat room information, the basic one which is needed. Third, we are going to create a composer view which allows you to send all those text messages with some kind of validations. So that's going to also happen. 4, we are also going to integrate the WebSocket along with HTTP so that you can start sending and receiving your messages as text messages to start with. Finally, a bonus feature where I'm going to show you a feature where I will show how to enable the typing feature. Let's say somebody is typing somewhere else and you need to get notified about it. A common feature all across different chatting applications which you might have already seen. So that is something which I'm also going to show, not just within the messaging section, plus also you will be able to see that even in the chat room section within the list. Whoever is typing in within different chat rooms, you're going to get notified about even that. So that is also coming up as a bonus feature. All these code bases already available in my Patreon site. So if you need access, go there and subscribe. You'll get complete access to it. Otherwise, if you are feeling generous today to a great extent, please go to my premieres. All of these videos are available as premieres. Go to the super chat and bring your contributions over there. So please, it really helps me in growing the channel, its production quality and everything, and allows me to bring you more quality content. So without much delay, let's get started. Hey guys, let's get started with these grilling episodes. We have this screen, all the chat rooms listed over here. What we are going to do right now is to navigate to the new chat room messaging screen. That's what I'm going to create right now. So let's build that first framework which is needed. Target, let's add a target. I'm going to call it as chat room messaging. Chat room messaging include, and then move that closer to the modules. So this is my module. I'm bringing that nearer to the module. It should now give me a compilation error. Let's fix that. That's because I moved it. Let's connect to this location. Modules now it should be fine. The other thing which you need to modify is to keep it as 13.0. So that's done. It should be fine now. So already I already have templates to create the whole Viper framework. So I'm just going to use that. I already have something called as a Viper module template. First thing, I'm going to move these files closer to, what did I create? Chat room messaging. I'm going to keep that and then add it to the project. Move it to the project, to that framework which I created. Add it. Compilation, it should give me some error because it will not identify these. Whatever we need to create is now a chat room messaging view controller. Maybe I can just call it as messaging view controller to keep it short, and maybe call this one as messaging, the storyboard. So I need to create that right now. New file, first creates the storyboard. I'm gonna call it as messaging because this module is all about messaging. So I'm gonna keep that one created. Now let's add a view controller to it, and let's create the view controller. Go to this one, UI view controller, and I'm gonna call it messaging view controller. Create. Don't miss this one. You need to add it to the framework, and once added, you let's get rid of these ones, and I'm gonna add this to class as well as the storyboard identifier. These two things are needed. Go back and let's do the builder part. I'm gonna change this, should be available right now, and some of these dependencies are missing, so we need to even add that. I'm gonna grab it from the other view controllers which we have already created in the last episodes and keep it there. Should not give an error right now, but still there is some bit missing over here, like the presentation creator part, the presenter creator part, which I'm going to keep as well. It's also kept, but we don't have any inputs yet, so let's keep that blank. So this part is ready. I'm also going to create an extension and keep the other required functions in place as well. It's private. I might need a couple of functions like setup UI and one more function called setup binding, where we keep all the data bindings related to RX over here. So that's also done. So that's my view controller. Now it's a plain simple view controller, something I can just keep that table view added over here. That's the one which is going to list all the messages which comes through. So I'm going to keep that as well. Keep the, okay, we might need some space at the bottom. I'm going to add a view over here because view that's needed for keeping a composer view over there. I'm going to create a composer view which will be used to send text messages, even at later point, like a GIF if you want to send across, even that's going to come over there. I'm just keeping that as a placeholder right now. Maybe keep these two within a stack view and then set those constraints. Top, trailing, bottom, enough. So that's my view controller. Maybe keep a height to this so that it does not give me an error. The constraints error. So that's also done. So we have the view controller, this association even taken care. You might just have to call these functions over here, setup UI and setup binding. That's also done. So as such, this module is ready. Let's go to the builder and see. So association as such, because we already had the template, it's just going to pick up like the view controller references. Submodules is anyway empty, we don't have anything right now, so even that is not needed. So this is my module. It should now be available. So all that I need to do now is to go to the chat rooms and then build phases, add this dependency over there. So this is called messaging, chatroom messaging. I'm going to bring that, compile, should be fine. And within the router of this chat rooms, I'm going to bring this submodule which is now needed to be navigated to. So I'm going to call it as messaging module, and it's not accepting any parameters as yet, so maybe I can just call it like this and it can navigate. So messaging module is what I introduced right now. So it's giving me an error because I need to include that right now over here. So for bringing that, let me bring that import for messaging module, chatroom messaging. Where is it? This is okay. This is not the place. Did I add it at the wrong place? This is my chatroom messaging. Sorry, I think I added it the wrong place. This is not the router where I need to add it. It should be the chatroom's router. So here is where I need to add it and get rid of the other one from the other place. So now I can just bring that messaging module through an import import messaging, Chatroom messaging, and then I can just say Chatroom messaging dot builder dot build is my module. Then I can just pass that one, messaging module is my messaging module. That's available right now. And I hope I have gotten rid of that code bit I added right now. It's removed from here, and even I don't have anything right now over here, so I can just keep this like this. That's done. So all that we now need to do is to navigate to that screen. For that we need to create one more route called route to messaging. Maybe I can call it as route to messaging. We will start adding the associations once this is done. Okay, maybe because we are moving to a new screen, we might need a dependency over here, which is what am I going to navigate using? I'm going to navigate using the chat room, so which is the model. So I'm going to use the model to navigate. Models. So route to chat room is now available function. Route to chat room. Okay, I can add it. Route to messaging, sorry. So route to messaging is available. So all that we need to now do is to call this from the other place, from the presenter, so that we can navigate. So route to messaging is available. I'm going to use this messaging module to route there. So for the messaging view is going to look like, let view messaging view equals messaging module. I just can instantiate like this. So it's going to be through the submodule. So I need the submodules to call that messaging module. So that's my messaging module, and I need to navigate to this view using the view controller. So I can just call view controllers. I use a navigation controllers push function, push view controller, and pass this view messaging view, and then true. So that's enough to navigate to the new screen. So let me also, where is that it needs to happen? So that needs to happen on the tab of this, any of these cells. So that can happen through the presenter. So let me go to the presenter and include that input. So we have different inputs over here. Now we need to have one more called on chat room selected, which is going to be a driver of this view model, chat room view model. Is that a chat room view model? This is, again, I'm writing it in a different place. It's pretty poor of me. I need to go to the chat rooms builder and include here on chat room selected. This is again a use case. I'm just keeping everything at the wrong places. On chat room selected driver view model, which is the chat room view model. So that's the route I need to pick up. So for that, this is now added, but then if that navigation has to happen, I need to bring that. So that should happen within the view controller. I just need to say self dot it's going to be through the table view. This is an RX feature which I'm going to use. RX dot, it allows me to select a model selected. I can just say what is the model which I'm going to use, self dot chatroom dot model. So this is a RX feature. I just need to modify it to a driver. So now this is similar to you can, if you're approaching it the regular way, then it's like did select row at index, then you pick that index, get that, use that data source to pick that model object, and then you're just passing it through that router. So similar thing, it's simplified using RX, where you just say RX dot model selected and then point to which mod or view model that you need to which is associated to the data source, and then you're creating a driver out of it. So now it's simple as you go to the presenter, and then in the process function you can just say self dot input dot on Chatroom selected, you can just map it because you already have the view model available. I don't need the view model because I need to pass between layers, let's say between frameworks. If we need to, let's say, transition or pass some value, then it's better that you use the model instead of passing around view models. So view models as such is going to be a communication between let's say a model between a view controller and a presenter. It should not be passed around anywhere else. If you need to pass around data, use your model or some dictionary or something. So I'm going to bring that view model over here. So this is my view model. I'm going to use that. I'm going to pick that router, and I'm just going to say route to, oh, did I add everything within sign up? Again, not really. Let me move everything to this section. Pretty focus is poor. I'm gonna bring everything over here, so it should be part of this router, which is the Chatroom's router. Silly mistake again. And then import your models. I think I have again messed up some things. Messaging module, again I have added it to the Chatroom sign up. I guess again I had to move that to 2 places. Already I had made a mistake there. I don't know why. So let me include it within this router now. It already had the create. So now I just need to move it to, so this one is what I had included. This did not require this. I'm just going to keep it as the old one. But now this Chatroom's builder is asking for it, so let's bring that messaging module. Really bad focus. And I think I added the import looks fine because I had added the Chatroom messaging over here, so I will be able to import this one, I guess, because Chatroom import messaging, Chatroom messaging as an import is available. So now I think I resolved at least that part, and this router now is available. Route to messaging, it says using the Chatroom. So I need to use not the view model but a model. So how will I get that? So that is already available within this Chatrooms, or within this use cases.output.chatroom is already carrying that for you. All that I can do is simply I can do something like this with latest from Chatroom selected dot with latest from use cases.output.chatrooms is actually bringing all that models. So I need to make it as observable because this is a driver. I'm then combining it with latest from, which is an observable. So you need to bring this as an observable before using it. Now it's easy as like this is carrying a model, view model, and this is an array of models. So all that I can do now to bring instead a model over here is like this is going to be a chat room which I'm going to bring. So it's easy as the first part is a view model, second part is a model. So $1 is my array of view models. I'm going to do a filter on it, and I'm just gonna say $0.id, which is a chatroom ID, is going to be the view model $0. That is the first dollar. $0 is this first signal. $0 dot, that is carrying the chatroom ID again. So I can just say maybe ID again here. So ID is going to be ID. Filter, and then I can get the first item. Dot first is going to be my view model, which is going to be a nullable type. So if after bringing it over here, I might have to check if let chatroom equals chatroom. If that is available, I can route to the next screen. I think this should be enough. So it's fine now. So it's asking for a chatroom. Sorry, there are no errors. So all that I need to now do is to convert this back to a driver, never, and then drive it like this, drive.dispose bag. So now it should take me to the new screen, this bit of code. So nothing here. You're getting that signal from your view controller saying that this chat room is selected, and that information that is carrying your view model. So view model is already there. That is your $0. That is your $0 signal, and then you're combining it with at least using this with latest from to get all the models within which you have passed through within this module. If you look at it, the dependency use cases is nothing but an information coming from your interactor. So that is already carrying all the chat rooms as a set here. So this is already having that information through a publish behavior relay or something. You're using that, and then you are just doing a filter on this. $1 is the second signal, and $0 is your first signal, which is the view model. You're just comparing both IDs and seeing whether this is existing or not. If it is existing, take the first one, passing to the next map. It is map because it's just routing. It does not give you any value back. So it's just a route. So you can map it. Get that mapped chat room because it's a nullable type, because first always gives you a null. If there is a scenario that this filter can fail, in that case you will not have any of these, so you can't navigate. So once you get that chat room, you are routing using that chat room model to the next screen. So next screen as such is not accepting a chat room right now. Maybe we can include that as well. So go to my new chat room model created. I'm gonna pass using maybe chat room. It's going to accept that chat room model. So I need to import models. Let me check what all imports I already have for this. I don't have anything. I'm going to start including models first. I think we can start with models, and cannot convert. So this is already giving me an error because I already added I have added now within the builder a chat room as a dependency. So this dependency is going to be consumed by the presenter. So I need to modify even the dependencies which is there. So dependencies, I'm gonna also add the chat room as a dependency which this can accept. So chat room, I don't think I have the import models. This now the presenter can accept this dependency right now. So I'm gonna include. So now it's going to give me an error, more errors. So this part can accept the model right now, the chat room. So only thing that we need to now do is to pass that dependency. So this is again asking for that dependencies. So dependencies, where did we include? So we have the router dependency. We also need to include the chat room dependency, which is again available through this chat room. You can just pass that. So builder has the chat room dependency. Now only thing which is missing is within the submodules we just had a plain view controller returning function. We just need to include even chat room over here, models, chat room, not models. It should be fine now. So now this is asking for the dependency which we can pass chat room. I think this should be fine. That's the last step for this building. We can now start navigating to the next screen. So let's check that every dependency is added. Let's keep a breakpoint here because it should come over here when you tap on it. Tap, comes here, it brings the chat room called There are lots of messages along with it which is coming. I'm not going to use that, but then this chat room says, what is the chat room name? It should be at the end. There's too much data there. Oh my god, so many messages sent and received. Okay, so this is the best English Premier League. This is the English Premier League I'm navigating to. So now it should take me to that view. See, it's taking me to a view. It's a new view. So this part is done. We were able to navigate to the next screen, IPL chat room. So it's carrying that information. Now our responsibility to use that. We already have the chat room. We have the chat room ID. We have the basic chat room information which we can use to set this title at the top, and then we can start integrating that bottom composer view which is going to get you the chatting feature in place. Also, we are going to get rid of this bottom bar when you're actually navigating. This is not needed when you're in the chat room, so that's also coming up. So next episode we're going to see how to set these initial title view as the first thing. So let's get started with that now.